Bizarre Brain Comics.
Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, I want to take a look at this book, which is Filmations Ghostbusters #2 from First Comics, 1987. And it was written by Hilary Stanton with pencils by Howard Bender and inks by Sal Trappini. Now, don't be surprised that this doesn't look familiar to you if you happen to be a Ghostbusters fan, as we all are, I'm sure. Ghostbusters, Filmations Ghostbusters, is a 1986 American animated TV series from Filmation. It was a sequel to the 1975 live-action TV series of Ghostbusters. Yeah, and I remember them. I watched the original live-action Ghostbusters when I was a kid, and it is some of those episodes, if not all of them, are still available on YouTube for free. So check them out. It's got the guy in the ape suit and Larry Storch and Forrest Tucker. Yeah. And the animated show ran. Yeah, the animated show ran from September to December of 1986 in daytime syndication, producing a total of 65 episodes. And this version features the adult children of the original live-action characters from the 70s TV show, although it is still supposedly the same Tracy the girl. And the cast also included Belfry, which is a pink talking bat, and Ghost Buggy, which is a talking and transforming car, and Ansabone, which was a sentient skull-shaped telephone. And this show is not to be confused with the animated show The Real Ghostbusters, which was based on the 1984 Columbia Pictures movie of the Ghostbusters. And in 1987, First Comics published a mini-series of 4 issues based on the show, but it was intended to be a 6-issue mini-series, but it was canceled after only 4 issues, and I can kind of see why. And here we have, you can see here, special dinosaur issue, Filmations Ghostbusters. And as seen on TV, they just had that one season, but it was 65 episodes, and as many as several seasons of some other programs. I remember seeing 1 or 2 of the episodes, and I think this is the only comic that I ever got of it. And I was less than impressed. I liked the live-action version a lot better than I liked the animated version. And of course, it was produced to run on the coattails of the popularity of the movie Ghostbusters movie and the animated Ghostbusters show based on that. And if I remember correctly, at the time, that they had to get the rights to this Ghostbusters, or at least the name rights to this Ghostbusters for the movie. Now, I might be mistaken and be misremembering, but it seems like they did. There were a couple of movies that way back when who did that, used the title of a different property and had to get the rights to that property for the title of their own. So let's take a little look inside. As I said, this was penciled by Howard Bender, and I see it follows right along with the interior. Nice interior art. Has a dinosaur on the cover, so here's from the model sheet for the character Bendy. Belfry, I'll get it yet. It's Ghostbusters in Ghostosaurus. Now, they had recurring villains in the show, but you can see in here right on the money with the model, very consistent in the artwork, and it shows that they are. It has a very animated look to it. Here they are in their office, and I'm not going to go too deeply into it. There's Ansabone, which is the telephone, receiving a call and taking messages and stuff like that. And they're getting a call to a Museum of Natural History. They get in their sentient car and they take off. Meanwhile, we see that the problem in the museum is their group of villains, or usual villains, Prime Evil and his scared stiff robot skeleton, and Prime Evil's primary lieutenant is what's her name? Apparitia. She's some kind of green witch. They're in the museum using some kind of ray. Zaps a skeleton a couple times, and then it brings it to life. It's restored to a living brontosaurus, and then they have a few activities pages, so it really shows that it is intended for small kids. And here's draw the dots, and the dino comes to life and crashes through, and then they have it bring to life a pterosaur, a pterodactyl. Meanwhile, Apparitia has conjured up a dragon to forestall the Ghostbusters, and the car transforms into a boat. Later, it flies. It looks a lot like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And they use snowballs because the ground was covered in snow, giant snowballs to put the kibosh on the dragon. And they get into the museum, and they use the zap machine on a T-Rex, brings a cool looking T-Rex to life, and then it's a kind of a silly story. It's the art is the best part of it. It's some nice artwork. Apparitia, they're being foiled in another activities page, and then they have run around trying to capture the dinosaurs that have come to life. The T-Rex gets loose, chases them around, and T-Rex gets loose. They manage to trap the Brontosaurus at the salad bar. T-Rex is running around town. Another activity page has a special machine that Tracy has built that I'm not even sure what it does. They try a distraction with a blow-up dinosaur, and then uses the machine, but it's supposed to. Their idea was it was supposed to return him to the T-Rex to the bones, but instead it comes out as coal, which is kind of silly. And then, but they have defeated Prime Evil and his cohorts, and here you see them flying around, trying in their ghost buggy, and you can really see there that it looks a lot like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and it's all good fun for little kids, with activities and stuff, some decent artwork, but it is not nearly as good as the real Ghostbusters, either the comics or the animated series. And I think it was something that when they conceived it, they just tried to bring it up to date and kind of did some slapshod concepts to bring it together for an animated series. I don't think they did a whole lot of thinking on it. and was just in a hurry to take advantage of the Ghostbusters boom, playing on the name. So it wasn't as good, and it could have been. Although the original live action show was pretty silly, but it was a lot more fun than this. But I liked it just for the dinosaurs, and of course here we go, and the ape. Of course, and I like it. So, thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Do you like this dinosaur story? What do you think of these Ghostbusters compared to the other Ghostbusters? Share your thoughts, ask any questions, and I'll see if I can answer them. And remember, comics are art.